What's good, e-bikers? A 1,000-watt E-moped Style E-bike. This is the Euy S4, and I'll tell you all about it next on the channel. All right, so this is the Euy S4. Currently on sale for $13.99. It's a very good value. We didn't get the specs in this thing, so you can buy it at eubike.com or click the link on my channel and help it out there. So this is a moped electric bike that combines the speed of a moped with the eco-friendly nature of an e-bike, they say. It's got a special dual shock design, as you can see there on the back frame, and of course front shocks. But the highlights on this bike, we have a 1,000 watts geared hub motor back here with 96 Newton meters of torque. So it's a fast e-bike, and I like that aspect of it. I think these e-moped styles look fast, so they need to go fast, in my opinion. It's got a 48 volt, 25 amp hour battery right here on the down tube that slides on the down tube there. When it came, it had a couple of zip ties around it. It's a little bit loose. You can move it a little bit, so I'm not sure if that's a problem or if I should put the zip ties back on there, but something I noticed overall. The quality is good. I wouldn't call it great. They did cut some corners on the grips, the rotors as well down there. Those are only 160 millimeter rotors, not 180. Which I would have expected, but it does have hydraulic disc brakes, Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, so that's an excellent point there. The charging time is 7 to 8 hours, and they claim a range of 44 to 75 miles per charge, depending on how you ride. So we'll have to put that to the test. 400-pound payload capacity, and it's IPX4 water resistant. The seat is a really nice seat, and they give you an additional seat here in the back as well. This is 14 inches long, and that tan color just really pops on the e-bike with those red accents and the black, and I just love the look of this e-bike. It's from a moped style perspective, which I'm not really into because they typically don't fit me that well because I'm tall. I really like the style of this e-bike. It's got a few flaws, of course, but I do like the overall speed and what it looks like. So it is different on the road. I haven't seen this style of e-moped before, and that's what kind of draws my eye to it as well. Let's see here. It's 68 inches long. The bike weighs 70 pounds with the battery, 61 without, and it's got 7 speeds as well. What else can I tell you? Seat height is about 35 inches, so it's a little bit higher than a typical e-moped, which also I like, even though I'm still not high enough for me. I like to sit at about 37, 38 inches, and that's about 35, so pretty good combination. We have a Shimano Tourney derailleur back here. I think this is just a 14 to 28 tooth, and the chainring here. Chainring's okay, it's single-sided. I don't pedal on this e-bike. It's mostly a throttle-only e-bike. You can see the Euy website there, so keep that in mind. Here's a look at that rear shock. It doesn't seem to have any adjustability on it. I honestly can't see it anyway. But it's got a nice cushion to it. You do feel it go. You do feel it move when you go over bumps, and I've been pretty happy with it. I mean, it's been a very comfortable bike to ride over bumps overall. You can see the twin forks up front here as well, with very good travel on those, and pretty happy with the overall suspension they did on this Euy S4. Here's a look at the rear tail lights. It does have a working brake light on there as well. Gotta love that. And that front headlight is pretty big. I haven't tested it at night yet, but it does look big and beefy, and we'll have to see how it is. Here's the Euy at night. Very big headlight with a pretty wide throw out there. So definitely should be good for night riding. Here's a look at that rear tail lights and the braking action. Here's a quick look at the battery. Again, 48 volt, 25 amp hour battery. These are not brand name cells, I don't believe. I'm not sure what level of cells there are either, but probably on the cheaper side. I think this is a High-Long battery, which is probably the HL is for. But I like the new Euy bike logo there. It's pretty nice. Here's a look at where the controller is. It's basically hidden underneath the battery when you slide it on. And this is a 23 amp controller according to the specs there. It's kind of hidden away there on this e-bike, which is neat. It does have a charge indicator up here by pressing the button, and this is where the key is to unlock it. Port to charges on the other side. Here's a look at the handlebars and cockpit area. We have a twist throttle on the right, typical Shimano shifter, your basic ergonomic grips, nothing to write home about there. Black and white LCD display. Let's turn it on here. We'll come back to that. On the left hand side you got your throttle, you got your grips, your control pad, and the horn and the light indicators, and of course your hydraulic brakes here. Tektro is very nice, they stop really well. Going back to the display here, 5 levels of assist, and your typical data points here as well. We don't have, oh, there is voltage, okay, 52 points, so we do have voltage here, so another good indicator. Very similar to the electric LCD displays, if you've seen those. You can change the compression on the shocks here, just through this little dial. And there is preload adjustment as well. All right, let's take this thing off-road here on this little trail. See how it does. I'm in 5th PS level, top speed. Be careful on these rocky patches, spill out. Alright, let's do a speed run here. I'm on this little flat stretch. There's a slight up incline to it. But we'll do it this way, then we'll come back and do it again. See how we do. So here we go. ES5. Let's hit it. Throttle only. 17. It's a little bit off. It's about 2 miles an hour off. 25, 26, 27. Let's try it the other way. I have to change the wheel size on this. About 2 mile an hour difference. So here we go. It's stuck. Why is it stuck? Here we go. This says 26 already. This says 23. 27, 28. 27, 28. Alright. Down to 68%. I think I did about 8 or 10 miles so far. Just riding it today. Three, 21, 25, 23. Turn the corner here. Alright, we're at 26, 24, 27. 28, 29, I hit 32 on Main Street just a minute ago, so I think this can hit 30 at times. Let's try pedaling. No, I hate pedaling this thing. Wow, this goes up fast when you start pedaling. 29 on the GPS. There's 30 on the GPS. Wow, nice. 30 miles an hour, GPS verified. Good pedaling. 3 levels of steepness: small, moderate, and steep. Doing throttle only, we're doing 10 miles an hour. Gaining speed, good sign for a 1,000-watt motor. 11, 12, 13.5 on the bike. Gaining speed again. 15 miles an hour. It's chugging along, it's pretty steady here. Alright, now we're dropping, so I'll start pedaling. 12, 11 on the GPS. 10 on the GPS. It looks like that's the minimum 10 miles an hour with pedaling up a hill. That's about 10% grade. Let's see how it does on this 12% grade up here. $12, 10, 9, 8, 7 miles an hour up that steep hill. It's about what I think the Kepler did 8 up the hill. So there you go. $21, $22. 30, 32 miles an hour downhill. 33. Wow. 34. 36. Holy shit. We just hit 36 miles an hour downhill on this Euy S4. Not bad. Alright, so there's the Euy S4 e-bike. Just a good looking package here, guys, for the money. I mean, $13.99 for a 1,000-watt E-moped style dual suspension e-bike. I mean, wow, let's talk about value. That's value right there. Now, Euy is not known as this one, is a well-known brand. They had that F6, which I did a review on as well. That bike had some flaws with the fork bottoming out and kind of the crappy brakes. So I ended up replacing a lot of that stuff. But this is a step up to that, definitely. And I'm pretty impressed by what they came up with here. So, very unique frame. Haven't seen this before. I think they designed it really nicely with the rim cutouts, with that dual shock. That looks pretty cool with that red. The tan seat, and the twin forks up front there. I mean, it's just a good looking package. It's going to be hard to beat, you know, for $1,400. I mean, this is a total steal, in my opinion. You know, not sure how Euy's customer service is, but hey, if you're into e-bikes and you're looking for something cheap and fast, this is one to check out. What would I change on this e-bike? Well, not a whole lot. Maybe the grips, definitely. These are the cheap plastic grips that are bare bones. Maybe upgrade the rotors to 180s, although this thing stopped really well. I have no complaints about the brakes. It's only a 70-pound e-bike, so it's not typically... Most of these e-mopeds are heavier, 75, 80, 90 pounds. This is on the lower end of that, so I can even put this on my car rack as long as I take the battery off and travel with it. Not a lot of complaints about this thing. It's a little low to the ground for me. Although this is probably this is 32 inches, I think, or 35, I forget. But if it was another 2 inches higher, 3 inches higher, I think it'd be pretty good for me in terms of pedaling. But this is an e-bike I'm not going to pedal. I'm going to just throttle this thing. And top speed is, you know, with pedaling, 30 miles an hour, GPS verified. So, I mean, this thing is almost as fast as my Kepler when it comes down to the specs there. So I'm pretty impressed by this little package here and what Euy did to it. I like the tires. I like the cutouts. Nice big headlight up front. Cable management is okay. I'm going to put one of those rear cameras on here, right down here, instead of mirrors. I may change out the pedals for some red pedals and just maybe add a few more red accents to this thing. But I mean, it's hard to complain about $1,400 for all this power and this kind of package. So anyway, check out the link in the description if you want to buy one of these from the Euy website, and I'll see you next time on Crisscrossed. Thanks for watching.